Okay, so this morning we are making one of my quick spinach, egg, bean dishes. You simply start with a frying pan, whichever one you like, and put it on the stove and start heating it up because this dish actually is quite simple. It is about 3 to 4 ingredients. So I'm picking out, you'll notice a used can of refried beans with the jalapeno flavor, and then some of the Vital Farms eggs that I typically will get. Also went back to get the spinach. Oh, and I also grabbed some tomato and a red onion that I had from the night before. So I'm going to be adding that to the dish just for flavor, but you can just use spinach and egg too. You don't have to have the red onion and tomatoes. So I start just by adding a couple, slices, just cutting about 2 slices of this red onion, because I don't really need that much. So you cut off your slices, and then I'm just going to dice them up real quick. And same thing with the tomato. I only had a little bit left, so I also turned it into slices, put some slices in between, and then dice it up. So now that the pan has been on the heat for a while, I did turn it on medium, by the way. So I added some avocado oil spray just on the pan, and I'm picking out some eggs to throw in there. Here I'm grabbing some egg whites because I also like to use a little bit of extra protein when I make egg dishes and not any extra fat from the yolks. So here I'm going to use 2 whole eggs, plus a little bit of egg white. So what I did first is throwing in the onions just to heat them up a little bit and make the base of the flavor for this dish. You want to fry them for roughly 30 seconds or so. And crack your eggs in there, and you throw in some egg white. I think I used about 1/8 of a cup here. And you're essentially going to want to just scramble this dish, which is why I broke the yolks here. And here I just was playing around with this new kind of salt I got from Roaming Root, our locally sourced store. But I realized the salt crystals were a little too big for this dish, so I opted for just the regular salt. And here I'm adding some cracked pepper. So kind of just stir fry it up a little bit. Now I'm going to add my spinach. Stir the spinach in and let it cook with the egg. Now I'm going to add the fresh tomatoes. I don't like overcooking tomatoes, so I usually add them at the end. And give it a last little stir, and this dish is pretty much done at this point. So I take it off the heat, make sure to turn the heat off. And then from here, the reason I have these refried low-fat black beans is that this is just the carb base that I'm going to be putting the egg dish on. So I'm just getting a bowl here and putting my beans in there. I think there's about half a can left in here. So I'm just getting that all out. This dish, by the way, is enough for 2 people. I just figured I'd go through the rest of this can of black beans. So that's why I made it the portions I did. But usually you just use a quarter can of black beans with 1 egg and some egg white. But in this case, I doubled all of that. So as soon as these beans are done, we can just add the rest of our eggs on top of that. And you can feel free to use a hot sauce or salsa or guacamole to top this dish if you want a little bit more flavor. But yeah, you just heat up the refried beans and put your egg, spinach, tomato dish on top of it.